Number 12. Let's see. I'm going to trust that you can get through the A, B, C, D stuff pretty quickly by now. Amplitude is technically 4, but we'll accept negative 4 because we know it's flipped. And maybe you want to make not just a mental note, but an actual physical note that it's going to be flipped. B is the period, which is 2 pi over B. Careful, I should say that differently. B is not the period. The period is 2 pi over B. B is 2. So the period is pi. I'll get that right. The period is 2 pi over B. We'll need that today. In fact, that's about the only thing we need today. The phase shift is right pi, and the vertical shift is up 4. A, B, C, D, and then we use them in reverse. D, C, B, A. Vertical shift is up 4. Although I do need to peek ahead. The amplitude is also 4, so I don't want to go too far up because I got to get up to 8 at some point. So I'll put 4 there. That'll put 8 off the graph a little bit, but that's okay. There's room for it. So up 4 is my new center line. And then amplitude, I'll go up 4 and down 4 from there. Right pi, but the period is pi. So those kind of work together. So I want to go right pi, and the period is pi. So I think I want to put pi out a pretty good ways. Remember, the cycle ends at the phase shift plus the period. So right pi plus pi, my cycle ends at 2 pi. So now, this is where I'm starting to think about my window. So the window of my cosine will be between pi and 2 pi on the x-axis, and between 0 and 8 on the y-axis. Let's see, cosine normally looks like that, but it's flipped. So it's going to look like that. Again, you don't have to draw any of this parent function stuff, but if it helps you visualize what's going on, then I would recommend it. All right, so normally cosine starts at a max, but we're flipped, so we're going to start at a min. So my new origin is right pi up 4, but I'm starting at a min. So I'm going to start 4 down from the 0. So I'll be starting at 0, at real 0. It's confusing to talk. Too many zeros. Cycle ends over here at B at another max. Except that when it's flipped, it's at a min, so it's down here. Halfway in between, it's at a min. Normally, we flipped it, so it's going to be at a max. So halfway in between A and B, halfway in between A and B. That would be 3 pi over 2.
Can I borrow Lily for just a quick second?
Certainly. So halfway, we'd be at a max, because we were normally at a min, but we're flipped, so we're at a max. And then halfway between those, we're at the zeros. So, and by 0, we mean the new 0. Okay, this one's kind of steep. Don't draw a TP in there. We still want to something like that. That's the first cycle. I think I want to draw the second cycle backwards to the left. So if I go pi away from pi, I'm back at 0. So my second cycle starting point is at 0. Halfway in between, I'm at a, well, I can just kind of tell by looking. It'd usually be at a min, but now I'm at a max. Also, if you're good visually, you're just copying that picture onto the next, or onto the previous window. Then halfway in between. Again, it's not a TP, it's a cosine curve. So there's 2 cycles of my cosine graph. It's not I haven't done this before, but it's not a bad idea to go back and check and see that your picture matches your words. That's always a good idea for parent function type stuff. Up 4. Yep, we went up 4. Right pi. Yeah, we shifted over pi. Period was pi, so if I look in between 0 and pi, or pi to 2 pi, I should see a full cycle. And the amplitude was 4, but it was flipped. So it's pretty quick to check and see that it makes sense. All right, that was number 12. What else would you like to see? 16. Is that a tangent one? Yes, perfect.